Hey, how you doing today? Today I'm having problems with my walk behind blower, and it's got this Honda Gx270 on it, 9 horse. Okay, and what my problem is going to be my valves. I've gone through the carburetor's clean as a whistle inside. Check for spark, got spark all day long. Plug's good, all that. So what I'm doing now is, this is a 10mm. I'm taking the valve cover off. Okay, you just take this, try to leave the gasket, pull that right off, and as you can see, this is what I found. Okay, and I already know what's wrong here. Now I should have, for my intake valve, I should be able to take this 0.006mm and slip it right in there. And that one's a little tight. I've been in here before. I started adjusting, and well, when I came to my exhaust, I found out what was wrong. And what was wrong is here. I'll take all this stuff off and I'll show you. So I'm going to readjust these. I'm going to take the other one off, and then I'll start the video over again, and I'll show you how to adjust them. But what my problem is the stud. Everything was tight except for the stud. The stud had backed off. And it's not backing off now because I just put it back in there. But what you want to do is pull that off, and that'll give you access to this. And I haven't had any wrenches on this or anything, so you can see that it was just finger tight and it had backed out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on those threads, just a little bit of light duty Loctite rather, and then I'll reinstall it and I'll tighten it down, and then I'll set the valves. And I'll be doing that to both so that I don't have this happening again, because we don't like things like that. Alright, so let me get these studs out and fixed, and then I'll show you how to adjust the valves. Okay. What I didn't tell you before is what you're looking for is, when we're adjusting these valves, is we're looking for the top dead center on the compression stroke. And how you do that, the easiest way is you pop the plug out. Okay, you take this valve cover off, you get a 006 and a 008 for the exhaust valve, and this is the intake. You can see the exhaust over here, alright, and the carb's over here, and that means that's the intake. So it comes in, goes up and down, comes out through here. Alright, so that's how that works. Now to do that, what you're going to want to do, the easiest way that I've found, is you pop off the coil starter with that's got 3 10mm bolts. Then there's a little triangular space in here. You point that up, and then you come over here and you make sure that both of your valves are closed. And that's pretty easy to do. Once they're closed, you can always stick a screwdriver in here just to make sure. And yep, on top dead center. When the valves are closed, that means I'm on compression stroke and I'm ready to start my process here. Now what you see is, you see that there are 2 nuts. This is the adjuster nut, and that's the jam nut. Okay, this is a 14mm, that's a 10mm. And the stud back in here, if you look at that, I had to tighten that, that's a 12. And you're going to need a long socket for that because of the way the stud is situated. But anyway, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to get your feeler gauges, and you're going to want them to move in and out just a little bit. That one could probably take just a little touch more. I'll turn that. I usually look for them to be able to sit up there on their own pretty much and not move around. Okay, this might take you a couple times. If you don't do it all the time, that's no big deal. See how that goes right back in and out? That one there is going to be pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll be putting the 14 millimeter on there to hold it. Then I have a 10 millimeter that I use like this. I hold it there, and I'm doing this on my phone because I'm at work and I don't have a good setup. And then I come in with my 10 millimeter, and without moving the adjuster nut, I will try to, doing this with one hand is a little bit, okay, I'm going to have to put you down, but you see what I'm trying to do. Alright, now we're just going to show you that the heat comes out and goes back in. A little bit of an 9-1 and a 6 comes out and goes back in. Okay? So these are adjusted properly. Alright, well, there's how you adjust your valves. Now you're going to put your valve cover back on. I'll make sure your gasket's looking good. There's no shit in there. If there's shit in it, it'll probably leak. Okay. Yeah. Oh. So put it back into your hose. Goes back into the air cleaner. And I want this to be, don't kill it. But you're going to want to be tight so it doesn't leak oil out of there. If it leaks a little oil out, you can always tighten it up or replace the gasket. Now this thing has always started nicely until all of a sudden when I looked in there and the valve came off. But okay, now what I'll be doing now is I'll be replacing the coil, recoil starter, and I'll come back soon and tell you whether it starts or not. Alright, now we're just going to show you that the heat comes out and goes back in. A little bit of 9-1 and a 6 comes out and goes back in. Okay? So these are adjusted properly. Alright, well, there's how you adjust your valves. Now you're going to put your valve cover back on. I'll make sure your gasket's looking good. There's no shit in there. If there's shit in it, it'll probably leak. Okay. Yeah. Oh. So put it back into your hose. Goes back into the air cleaner. And I want this to be, don't kill it. But you're going to want to be tight so it doesn't leak oil out of there. If it leaks a little oil out, you can always tighten it up or replace the gasket. Now this thing has always started nicely until all of a sudden when I looked in there and the valve came off. But okay, now what I'll be doing now is I'll be replacing the coil, recoil starter, and I'll come back soon and tell you whether it starts. Alright, so here we're going to try first start after the valve adjustment. I've got my gas on, give her some choke. Over here, flip my switch on. My throttle is up. Now this has always been a very easy one pull start.